everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on messages from your future self. Basically, we have 3 different piles here that you can choose from with 3 unique messages in a bottle. We're also going to get messages from our tarot cards, our charms, and our oracle spheres as well for each pile. But the first pile here has a green ribbon. The second pile has a yellow ribbon, and the third pile has a blue ribbon. So basically you kind of meditate on the piles, you think on the piles, and you go with your gut instinct, whichever one is drawing you in the most, whichever one you feel is the one that you need to watch. And it's not so much by eye or by your favorite color or by your favorite number, or anything like that. It's more to do with whichever one your gut is telling you to go with, your instinct, your intuition, okay? And there will be timestamps in the description that you can go directly to your pile. When you feel ready, you can do so. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has participated in the channel by giving our videos thumbs up, by leaving us comments in the comment section, by sharing the channel with everybody that they can think of on all the different social medias, and also by subscribing to the channel. All of those things are very useful to us. It helps YouTube to decide to share our videos with other people, helps the channel grow. We do have a goal of trying to reach 500 subscribers in the near future, so anything you all can do to help us with that, we greatly appreciate. And for all of you that have already worked at this and done these things for us, we just wanted to say thank you. I also would like to continue our shout outs to different YouTubers out there. The one for this week is called The Soul Corner, and she is just now reviving her channel. She's just now starting to post again after being off for a while, and so it might be really good to check out her channel. She does tarot readings, and some of them are based on astrology, and some are year ahead, some love readings, all those kinds of things. But she also does deck reviews and also discussions on different spiritual topics, which I like as well, because that's one of the things I like to try to do more of. So she might be worth checking out. I will put a link in the description to her channel as well, that you can check that out. Okay guys, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on these piles. Remember, this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And when you are ready, you go to the link in the description and go directly to your pile, and we'll see you there. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Remember, these are messages from your future self. They could be, on one topic or on many. It just depends on what comes through. Not sure what it will be. I don't even remember the messages I put in each bottle. I did them and then, put them away, and I really don't even remember what they are. So we'll just go and we'll find out what these messages all entail. We do have our tarot cards we're going to look at. We have our specific message, and we have our charms we're going to be doing, as well as our oracle sphere. So if you want to be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to, that might be interesting. See if you can get that from your future self as well. All right, so let's just go ahead. First of all, let's look at our specific message and see what that is first. Okay, the green message is, oh my goodness, these are so tiny. Okay, don't stop believing in yourself and your talents. It will all be worth it. Okay then, that's a nice little message actually. I kind of like that. Don't stop believing in yourself and your talents. It will be worth it. So, that's a good message from your future self. I wonder what talents y'all have. Maybe the cards might tell us some more about that. Or maybe there's some other messages coming through. So let's see what else we've got going here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness, 2 queens in a row. How awesome. The Three of Wands. Well, you definitely have some creative talents going here. That's for sure. The Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness. The Four of Cups. The Magician. Oh, wow. The Five of Pentacles. The Emperor. And the Death card. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Lots of stuff going on here. Okay. First of all, I do see that you guys have been on the verge of kind of giving up. I feel like I feel like this might be a creative thing for a lot of you. I'm going to move these forward just a little bit so they can be seen a little bit better. There we go. Okay. I think this is a creative expression for a lot of you. This is a creative talent. This could be in writing or in painting or in music or dramatic arts even. It's a creative talent. It's something where you create something, especially with the Magician card going here. And honestly, you could be creating artwork and maybe even trying to sell it. I get the feeling that you're trying to make this a business. That this is something you're trying to actually sell and trying to work at, and times are kind of lean with it. The things aren't working out really, really well here, and you might even be, slightly depressed from it. But you guys do have this creative ability. You do have where you can create something. I hear things like Etsy, like maybe there's something that you are creating and you sell on Etsy, and maybe your shop just hasn't gotten noticed yet. Or, I don't know. Like I said, I really feel like you guys create something. That's what I keep getting is creating. You guys are creating something. It could be stories. It could be music. It could be, art objects. It could be, working with your hands, knitting, crocheting, those kinds of things. It could be any of things, but basically you create things and you work on things. And I get the feeling that you guys have been maybe at the brink of wanting to give up or feel like it's not worth it or that you're not good enough. Especially with that message that we got in the bottle, and the cards are kind of even showing that as well. And the message is don't give up. Okay, keep believing in yourself. Don't give up. That it will be worth it in the long run for you. And that's a really good message because anybody who has creative talents, it's really easy to give up on yourself. It's really easy to just stop trying because a lot of times creative souls are very sensitive, and I kind of see that here. And when things don't go really well, or if their stuff doesn't get noticed or get praised or things, it's really easy to just say, you know what, maybe I'm just not that good, or maybe nobody really wants it, or that kind of thing. It's really easy to do that. It's really easy to stop and say, you know what, I don't even want to go there anymore. It's not even worth it. But what's really awesome about these cards, I really love this. Having the Magician shows how you can create things, how you can manifest things, how you can, do that. The Magician card shows that. The Queen cards also show how you can get up on top of this. The Wands shows the creativity and the passion you have for it and that kind of thing. The Queen of Pentacles shows how it can actually give you some of your earthly desires. So the two kind of go together really well. The Three of Wands, the Three is a very creative energy. The Wands is as well. So the Three of Wands to me is the ultimate, you're extremely creative. Also, it's the wish upon a star. It's, the stargazing. It's looking at the moon and going, I wish things would be better. And I do kind of get that feeling that, you are wishing for that. but I do feel like that is a possibility. We do have the death card, which usually denotes change. That something, upcoming change is happening in your life, that you're going from one phase to another, and moving along. So maybe you're kind of in that phase now where things are in one cycle and maybe they're getting ready to change to a new one. Or what I kind of see with the death card here in this case, especially with the message we got for you earlier, is it's time to stop thinking negatively about what you're doing. It's time to kind of cut an end to that, and kind of finish that outlook on things, because you have this outlook here. The Four of Cups energy is always about not noticing what you have, just what you don't, or not seeing what is being offered to you, or what is kind of around the corner. Almost also too that something might be offered around the corner, like maybe somebody will really see your stuff and purchase a big group of it, or will start sharing your things with other people, and they'll start doing that. And like I said, I at first I kind of got an Etsy shop, and that you're creating things and trying to sell it, but also it could be even things like a YouTube channel. You're creating things, you're putting forth, stuff out there, you're YouTube creators, you're doing that kind of thing. And then, a channel might take a long time to grow, people aren't really seeing it, and it's the whole, algorithm thing, and it could just be, that. So if it could be that kind of energy. It's basically something that I really feel like you do create something, you do have creative energy, you are producing something, and not to give up on that. That is a huge message. There may not even be any other messages coming forward in this reading. That may be the whole main thing, is don't give up on this one thing. This may be the one thing your future self really wants you to do and really wants you to pay attention to. I really like that you have the Knight of Swords and the Emperor here. The Emperor denotes stability, structure, control, discipline. And I think that maybe that's kind of what you need right now. Sometimes creative sorts have trouble getting a lot of structure in their lives, being structured in what they do, putting stuff out there. Like, let's say, I'll give an example. Let's say it's a YouTube channel. There's a lot of people who start YouTube channels, and they have a lot of really good ideas, and they put some things out there. And of course, at first, they don't get a lot of notice. Most people don't. The very first 2, 3, 5, 10 videos they put out may not get a lot of notice. It's the way the algorithm's set up. It's, it could be a lot of things. And also, you're usually not as good when you first start as you are later, just because you start learning more things and start doing better as you move along. It's just kind of the nature of it. But anyway, you could put out 5, 10, 100 videos even, and your channel not really progress. But it's hard to crank those out all the time, and it's hard to be disciplined and go, okay, I need to do this, once a week, every week. I need to put this out. And you're like, well, my last video only got 10 views. Gee, maybe I'm kind of busy this week. Maybe I'll wait and I'll do something next week when a really good idea hits you. And then you put that out there, and you might hit or miss for a couple of months and whatever, and that just makes things worse. It's really important to be disciplined, even if you're an artistic sort, even if you want to create things. It's really hard to do that. But if you don't, like, let's say you're writing a book, and you get all fired up and all flared up, and you write a chapter or two, and it's going really well, and then you hit a writer's block for a while. And then you're like, well, I'll put it away. I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I'm not sure what to do. And then you get busy with life, and you may not get back to it for 2 or 3 months. And then you might sit down and you go, oh, yeah, I had a writer's block. Okay, well, and maybe even work yourself past that, but you go on. But you're never going to finish the book or get it out there where people can see it if you're not disciplined to go, you know what, I need to sit down every single week and work on this and do something with it. Because if I don't, it is just not going to get done. And that's kind of another message I get here. I don't think that's for all of you. I think some of you guys are producing things regularly. You are doing stuff frequently. You're just kind of getting a little bit discouraged or a little bit bored even possibly, but discouraged especially. And you just might go, it's not even worth the effort. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of work, and I'm not going anywhere with it. And I feel like that's the energy most of you guys are in. But there's a few of you out there who need to hear about being disciplined, and making sure that you keep producing things, you keep putting stuff out there, you keep don't give up. Don't, never give up, never surrender. Keep going, keep working at it, keep doing it. Okay. And as far as the Knight of Swords go, what I see here with that is that basically he's going to be the one who gives you that strength and that passion to just keep putting things out there, just keep going. Charge, the Knight of Swords is the knight that I always think of that is the one that's out there charging into battle, ready and raring to go, always ready to do what needs to be done, and is just going. And I feel like that's the energy that you need to draw from to do that. Let's go on to your charms. Maybe there's some other messages here that you need to hear, or some other things that your future self would like for you to know. We will be doing our Oracle spheres here in a few minutes as well. Okay, so let's see if there's any other messages that might be important to you or might help you along with this endeavor, or if this was just the main message of the reading. That happens sometimes, and we'll just see. All right, interesting. All right, we have a couple of letters here. We have a Q and a U. That's interesting. QU can, form a lot of words, with other letters following them. So that's really interesting. We also have the Sagittarius here. So there could be somebody important in your life that's a Sagittarius. And so, think about that. Or you could be a Sagittarius. But with that showing up, it just might mean that somebody will really help you with this. And also with Sagittarians, I also think of like gurus and masters and guides and people like that. And you also had the Emperor there. So it's very possible that there's somebody in your life or somebody that can show up in your life that will help kind of be your guru or your master or your guide, or somebody to help teach you how to make a good go of this, or how to make things work and how to go on. Okay? So that's kind of what I see with that. I also love this as well. We have the Lantern, which, okay, first of all, with the Q and the U, the first thing I thought of is quit, as in don't quit. Okay? Because that was part of your message earlier as well. But also, I think of you and then quality for some reason. That's what I got with the U and the Q. And I'm thinking that you have a lot of quality. Okay, so just kind of know that that's kind of what came through with that for me there. But we also have the Lantern here, which means that there's a bright light, that there's somebody shining the light along the way, that that'll help illuminate your path, that Spirit's kind of there with you. Your intuition will help guide you a lot in this, so don't give up on that. You also have the Sun and the Moon, which is awesome. Because, see, we were kind of looking at the Three of Wands, which had the Moon energy, and we were looking at some other stuff, but the Sun is, everything coming out, everything being great, getting everything, the knowledge. The Moon is more of the, darker natures. It's also, the Moon also represents like people seeing your talents, like a crowd, like a group. The community kind of represents that with the Moon as well. But with having both of them together, that's kind of a balance. It's kind of having the good with the bad, the light with the dark, the intuition with the knowledge, the gains of the earthly realm with the connection with the spiritual realm, that kind of thing. So it's that kind of energy that you have going on here, which is really awesome. I really like that. And we were kind of seeing that earlier here with these cards as well, with the Pentacle card and the Wands card, kind of showing earthly desires as well as artistic passions and even spiritual passions as well. We do have the Bulldog and Fearless. So once again, don't give up. Bulldogs don't give up. They don't let go. They don't stop. They don't go on. And be fearless and keep going. Keep trying. Keep working at it. We also have the Butterfly, which is a transformational energy. And that kind of goes along with the Death card a little bit as well. I kind of see this as your time to transform. This is your time to grow into what you can be. As in, I feel like you guys are kind of still in the early stages of this growth and this development. And so you haven't totally blossomed out and become the full butterfly yet. But that is on the horizon. That is definitely something coming up. But it's really important that you keep chugging along and keep working. We also have the Luxury card here, which I kind of see as that the luxury and riches and things, I'm not saying you're all going to become rich or anything like that, but the things that you would like to have in life, the things that would make you happier, like the recognition or, selling your stuff so that you can buy some extra cool things or some other stuff, that is definitely something possible in your future. It's definitely something that you can aim for and work for, and that some of you actually could make a really decent living off of whatever this is that we've been talking about all along here. So that's kind of the messages I'm getting. It's interesting how this particular message dealt with creativity and monetary issues, but also pretty much the same thing throughout the whole reading. I kind of thought I'd get a lot of different messages, but in this particular reading, it looks like that was the focus of the message. That was the one thing that they really felt was important that you set your mind to. Now, these are general readings, so if for any reason that this reading did not resonate with you in any way, shape, or form, like you're like, well, I don't create anything, I don't care about any of that, I'm not working towards anything. First of all, think about what the message said. It said, don't give up on yourself and your talents. Okay, so even if you don't have the creative abilities and talents, if that never really resonated with you, you do have other talents. You do have other things that you can do. You could be talented in business. You could be talented in teaching. You could be talented in a lot of different things. And don't give up on that, because it's really important that you keep plugging along, because it will be worth it to you. You will feel really good about it in your life. But also, if for some reason this reading you're like, man, I don't even know, why I even picked this pile. Or if you had inklings of a different pile or something, then maybe you should watch a different one, because sometimes that does happen. These are general readings, and, these are messages that come through for the people that need to see them, and whatever. And if for any reason it did not work out for you, because I feel like there's a few of you watching that's the case for, that's okay. That happens. Not every reading will be for everybody, and not every pile that's picked is the right pile. So if you feel compelled to check out a different pile, go ahead. There might be messages in there. Or maybe check out a different reading entirely. Maybe this reading wasn't for you. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because I really had that feeling. I don't always say that in every video, but in this case, I felt like I needed to, so I do. All right, now let's go ahead and do our Oracle Sphere questions. Basically, how this works is you ask a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. It's a good idea to give it a time frame or some other kind of limiting factor to help the answer come through a little bit more clear. Like, I will give an example. Let's say, because we were talking about creative things and you would like to maybe know when it will do really well. If you asked a question like, will this be successful? Well, that's really general. And without giving it a time frame, well, the answer is probably yes, but a lot of factors can change that around. But if you say, will I make some money doing this in the next 2 weeks? That's a little bit more specific, a lot easier to answer. The answer might be no, because, maybe not in the next 2 weeks, but it could be right after that. But at least it's an answer that's a little bit more specific. So that was just kind of an example there. I also felt like I needed to do that. So here we go. You go ahead and you ask your yes or no type of question. And then we have 4 different stands here that you can choose from to have your answer appear on. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, blue, green, purple, and bronze. And then we'll go ahead and get our answers. Oh, first one here, blue, is a yes. Number 2, green, is a not likely. Number 3, purple, is a not sure. That might mean that the question wasn't very clear, or that there's other factors that have to play out first before the answer can be given, because it might change the outcome. And number 4, bronze, is a yes. Okay, so we have number 1, blue, is a yes. Number 2, green's a not likely. Number 3, purple's a not sure. And a number 4, bronze, is a yes. So there's our oracle spheres for pile 1 today. Guys, that's pretty much the messages that I have for pile 1 for today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, leave us comments in the comments section. Even if you didn't like the video, all comments are very useful to me, and I do try to respond to all of them. Also, if you have not subscribed, please do so, and share the channel with your friends and family. We have lots of timeless tarot videos out there that might be of interest to you and for them. We also have our weekly rune series that we do that kind of just gives you general energies for the week. It has the oracle spheres as well as angel numbers involved with that reading, so that might be something you'd like to check out. We do put out videos every single week, usually 3 times a week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the message with the yellow ribbon. So we will get that message here. Remember, we have our tarot cards, which is going to have some messages involved. We have our charms we're going to look at. We also have our oracle spheres, where you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. That we'll do here a little bit. So let's just take a look here and see what messages we have from your future self. Now remember, these can be on anything. It could be one message. It could be several. We'll just have to wait and see what each thing says here. But here we go. Let's see. Pile 2, yellow. Oh, goodness. You have been gone from yourself for some time. It is time to come back. Okay. I'm not entirely certain what that means. The feeling I'm getting from that is that you guys, you've been gone from yourself. That's an interesting way of putting things. What I can kind of get from that is you guys have kind of been a little lost a little bit. Maybe you've had some things happen that have kind of put you kind of out of sorts, out of the way, out of stuff. I'm not sure what that means. I'm hoping it resonates with some of you guys. I'm hoping you guys understand what that means. To me, it just makes me feel like you've been lost. Like you have lost who you are. That you're kind of just going through the motions, and now it's time to come back. Now it's time to come back to the world and who you truly are and who you really are, and get back into yourself again. So hopefully that'll make sense to you guys. Let's see what else we have here with the cards that might clarify that some more, or maybe we have some other messages. We have the Death card, the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Wands. Interesting. The Queen of Swords. The 5 of Wands. Very interesting. The High Priestess. Ooh. The Lovers. the Magician, and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay. One of the messages I'm getting here is that you guys have suffered some tragedies and some losses that have contributed to that being away from yourself, being gone from yourself, as it was put in the message, that it has contributed to you being lost to yourself, that basically you have suffered in such a way that who you were, who you thought you were, who you have not felt like yourself for a very long time. Okay, I'd say at least months, could be quite a bit longer than that. But that's the energy I'm getting here. Okay, with the Five of Wands, with the Queen of Swords, with the Seven of Wands, the Death card. All of those things make me feel like that is where you guys have had some sort of experiences, and I feel like there might be multiple experiences, not just one, but that you guys have had some experiences that have really just kind of made you, like I said, going through the motions is kind of the feeling I'm getting from that you guys have just kind of just, gone from yourself. I would never put anything that way, so it's kind of weird that I keep saying it that way, but that's just what came to me, I guess. Okay, so here's the message. You have been gone from yourself for quite a while. You have suffered. You have kind of retreated. You kind of have, left yourself and kind of just been, plugging along. But now it's time to pull back again, back into yourself. Now's the time to get back into who you are. Okay? I see that with the Seven of Cups energy here. You look on this particular Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is kind of an interesting energy. Sometimes it's read as, what are you manifesting? What are you bringing forth? And sometimes the cups are filled with good things, bad things, things you would want, things you wouldn't want, that kind of thing. But with this Seven of Cups card, with this particular card, she is very young, free-spirited. She's got a butterfly. She's, traveling through the air. Her cups are trailing behind her. They're helping to stabilize, her, but she's, just carefree and young again. And that's kind of the energy that I feel like you were once maybe somebody who was very carefree, very high-spirited, very happy, had a lot of cheerfulness and a lot of good feelings. And that whatever tragedies and other things that you've had to deal with kind of made that rough, kind of dampened that down a little bit. Also, another energy I'm getting here with the Magician and the High Priestess card is that you guys are highly intuitive. Okay? You can tap into things with the universe greatly. And that you have kind of lost that ability recently, or that you haven't been exercising it, or you don't even realize you have it anymore. It could be any of those things. But basically, you guys have great intuition. You have a great connection with spirit. Spirit, moves through you in many really close ways, in very good ways. The Seven of Wands is that energy of, getting your spiritual growth back, believing in spirit again, that kind of thing. Not only the defensiveness that the Seven of Wands brings as well, but because I do feel like you guys are kind of defensive. You guys are kind of trying to protect yourself. You're kind of staying in a shell and in a bubble. The Queen of Swords. The Swords energies are always really awesome because they're very much the run out, charge, fight for things, get what you want. And the Queen is great because she's very principled. She's oh, objective. She has a lot of perspective on things. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that you can really use right now, that you could really tap into that. That will help find your balance and find who you are again. Because I feel like once again you're lost to yourself, that you just don't even feel quite right there. We also have the Ten of Cups energy, which is once again that happy-go-lucky, carefree, happy family. Once again, it's another happy cups energy. We've got the 7 here. And so it's time to kind of bring yourself back more into that now. It's time to get back into life again. We did have the Lover's card, and we do have the 10 of Cups. I feel like this could have been a loss of a loved one, possibly a spouse, or, and this could be through death or divorce or other tragedy. But that basically a partner, somebody close to you, might not have been there anymore, or other losses in your family, other things that kind of made your family feel less than whole. Might have been some of what you've been going through, some of the losses you've been dealing with. And like I said, it doesn't have to be death. It could be divorce. It could be being torn, apart for other reasons, like monetary reasons, job reasons, having to be separated from each other, which, could really tear you up. Lots of different things going on here that could be the case, but it all has to deal with these losses and these things that have made you just be totally gone and away from yourself. And like I said, it's time for you to get that back again. It's time for you to start being more carefree, getting back into life again, I guess. And this is interesting too, because you see how in the 7 of Wands they're protecting themselves from some flooding and some other things that's on the horizon, and being protective of yourself. The 7 of Wands definitely has that energy of being very protective of what could happen. That's very, very true, and that's something that you might have a lot of energy to do that. But what's nice about this energy as well, though, is that after the storm is over, because they did protect themselves, because they did have the sandbagging up, the damage that they had to suffer, they'll be able to start rebuilding from that. And I kind of feel like that's the stage you need to be in right now, is rebuilding from the damage that you had to suffer. And basically it's time to find who you are again and who you were before all of this stuff happened. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and go on to our charms and our oracle spheres and see if there's any other messages or anything else here that we would like to get out for you. Alright, let's see what else might come forward in our charms. It could be more messages, it could be extra messages. Alright, let's see. We have lots of letters here. That's interesting. S-A-I-L, sail. It's time to sail on. It's time to move forward. Have the wind at your back. Move forward. The rough seas are over now. I don't know if this die was on a different number because I may have hit it. The number it's on right now is 8. The 8 is the infinity symbol. It's that connection with spirit. It's that moving forward, that that kind of energy. I'm trying to think of how I want to put that. We do have some other wands and sword energies here. We have lots of wands. First of all, we have 6, 8, and 10. Those are all the even numbers, which is kind of interesting. Which they kind of go along with your 7 there, because now you have 6, 7, 8, and 10. The wands energy, we were talking about spirit earlier and your connection to spirit, and how that needs to kind of grow again, or how you have a definite connection to spirit. And I think these wands energies are kind of showing that, and kind of dealing with that, because that's what kind of all of those have some sort of connection with that to a certain degree. But also we have these swords energies. We have the 7 and the 9. The 9 is a very much can be letting things get to you kind of far. But also in my feeling, it's, in this case, it's a recovery. It's learning to deal. It's learning to move forward and to go on and be able to deal with things. The number 7 can mean deceit, deception. Once again, it's another 7 though. We had 7, 3 7s here, which is very interesting. And 7s are your connection to spirit. And with the 7 of Swords specifically, it usually, shows somebody stealing some swords to protect themselves. And I do feel like you guys are in protection mode, very much so, with the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Swords kind of shows that as well. But what I think the message is coming through is that you don't need to do that anymore. Okay? That Spirit is going to be there to help you. Spirit's going to be there to help you be strong and be able to protect yourself and be able to move forward. That, what you've been doing to protect yourself is all well and good, but it's time to move forward now. We did have some letters that I didn't really talk about here. Letters, you can form lots of different words, lots of different things with them, so I always like to kind of say what they are for you guys, so that if you all want to create your own words or other things that stand out to you, because that might be a specific message for you. So we have the BNS AIL. Okay, so those are the letters, and so you guys can create and form them. They also could be initials or other things like that. Okay, the other things that were kind of sticking out to me here is we have lots of love charms, or dealing with love. Okay, we have the key love here. We have the circle love here. We have the swans, that are showing their love for each other, and the pig showing their love for each other. And so what this means to me is that, with the Lover's card, and we were talking about that it's time to love again. It's time to go ahead and get that love that you didn't have before, and other things like that, because it's definitely something, even if you don't have that loved one here anymore, or even if you're not with them, it's still possible to love again. And if you've lost them through death or other means, they still love you, and they're still there. They're still there with you. But it's time to, to move on, here on Earth, basically. And to show that, you're protected. That's interesting that came through. See, I told you, you don't have to protect yourself anymore. You are being protected. The universe is protecting you. They're helping you. It's time to get harmony back into your life, and bring music back, and, and cheerfulness. We have the balloons here kind of going up in the air, and that's kind of going along with the 7 of Cups, where she's, flying a kite and going up in the air. It's time to get that kind of energy back again. And also with, with these animals here as well, kind of showing that. So let's go ahead and get your oracle spheres. Basically with this is you ask a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. It's a good idea to make it specific or time limited or some other things like that. So it's easier to get the answer. And we have 4 different stands that you can get your answer on. We have green, purple, bronze, and blue. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so you think of your question, and then we'll get your answers. We have number 1, green is a yes. Number 2 purples, I'm not sure. That usually means that the question wasn't very clear, or there's some other things that need to be played out first before the answer can be given, because it might change the outcome. Number 3, bronze, is a not likely. Oops. Okay. I have no clue where that one went, so I'm going to assume that is not the answer. Number 4, blue, is a no. Okay, so there's our Oracle Sphere answers for today. Number 1, green's a yes. Number 2, purple's a not sure. Number 3, bronze, is a not likely. And a number 4, blue, is a no. Well, guys, I hope you had some messages that came through that were important for you and that are helpful. Once again, it was really only one super deep message. The first one was like that as well. I kept thinking maybe we'd get more messages. So it's interesting that it's kind of one theme so far. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Share with your friends and family. Leave us comments in the comments section. I really appreciate all those, and I do try to respond back. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Don't forget to check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics that might be of interest. We also put out a weekly rune reading series that have the oracle spheres and angel numbers involved with those, so those might be something you'd like to check out as well. We do put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the bottle with the blue ribbon here, we have your message in here as well as your messages on your tarot cards. We have our charms that we're going to do. We also have our oracle spheres where you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question and get an answer to that. All right, so let's see what... So far, each of the readings have only really focused on one or maybe, one and a half slightly specific messages there, so I don't know if this reading will do that as well. I kind of thought maybe we'd get more than one message per reading, but that really hasn't happened so far. They've really been rather focused. All right, let's see here. What you want is possible if you are patient and believe in yourself. Okay, so whatever it is that you're wanting, that you'd like to get, it is possible, but you need to be patient and you need to believe in yourself for that to happen. So that's definitely a really good message right off the bat from there, that, you can get it. You just, not going to have it, right off the bat or without, working at it here. Let's see what else we have going here. We have the Ace of Wands, the Sun card. Oh, that's pretty. The Magician. Magician showed up in like every reading. Queen of Pentacles. The Strength card. The Eight of Cups. Well, don't want to stay up there. Okay. Then we also have the Ten of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Fool card. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, once again, the message seems to be flowing right along here with the cards. You guys definitely have a lot of potential to get the things that you would like to have, for sure. You also have a couple of cards here that show a new beginning and a new journey maybe towards some things that you would like to have. With the Fool card and the Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands, to me, those show, possibly a new journey, new starting out, new endeavor. So maybe there is something that you've been wanting, and now's the time to start out on that quest, but that you are really just starting. And that's where it's saying that, yes, you can have what you want, but you need to have patience and believe in yourself and go ahead and continue on that journey, start on that journey, go ahead and move forward. But that it's going to take some time and effort. The Ten of Wands cards does show the effort that this might take. So it's not just the patience involved, like what we saw in the message, or even the believing in yourself, although those are very important things and you definitely need to have those. The Eight of Cups shows the kind of patience that's going to be needed. Um, this took some time and effort to get these cups just right, and then, it's time to move on and go forward. And these Ten of Wands took time to gather, and to get them together and move forward. So that's definitely, you need to be patient. Even the Sun card, you notice how this particular Sun card usually shows a very happy-go-lucky kind of child, usually on a horse or, whatever. But this particular Sun card, it's showing somebody in the meditation pose. That's the patience that this will take. That's the time that this might take to happen. But the Sun card definitely shows how possible it is, and how, you can have everything that you would ever want. Even, we've got the Strength card and the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles definitely shows that you can achieve the kinds of things that you would like, especially if it's monetary or an earthly desire, that has something to do with your finances or your business or your earthly matters or earthly things. The Queen of Pentacles definitely shows that you can reach that height and that you can get it. It's going to take some strength. It's going to take some perseverance. It's going to take some patience and some time and some effort. And that you probably are just at the beginning of this journey. You probably are just starting out. The Magician definitely shows that you can create this thing. You can manifest the things that you want. You can go out and get these things. You have the ability to do so. A lot of the Magician efforts have to do a lot with believing in yourself. And so I really feel like that part of the message makes sense here. Because if you think about it, I'm just going to do a kind of a popular culture reference like Harry Potter. You ever notice that they are magicians? They are wizards. They can manifest magic. They can do magic, but they can't do it right from the very beginning. They have to learn. They have to take their time and effort and believe in themselves, for one. How important that is, because if they can believe they could do it, then they could do it. It was just like in the third book when Harry goes to manifest a Patronus. He'd been trying to learn how, had kind of sort of did it, but hadn't really accomplished it. And he ends up seeing himself accomplish it, and because he goes back in time and he realizes that it was him that did it, and then he was able to do it. And he's like, oh, well, basically that's him believing in himself. Once he realized he could do it, once he believed he could do it, then he could do it. He can manifest that magic. And that's kind of true for magicians if you think about it. A lot of what they're able to do is because they believe that they can do these things, that they have that will, that force, that they can do it. And so that, to me, is what that is symbolizing in your reading, is that a lot of what's going to be able for you to do and for you to accomplish is for you to be able to believe that you can do it. And have the patience and the perseverance, and to keep trying, keep working at it, keep doing it. And this has to do with whatever it is that you're really wanting, whatever it is that, is if it's a career that you're wanting to do, if it's something you're trying to learn, if it's, getting through school, if it's, trying to make a business run and go, if it, it could be anything, because it might be different for each of you. It is going to be different for each one of you. But whatever it is, it's important for you to have those elements, that you believe in yourself and be patient with yourself, and to just keep trying and to learn and to grow and just keep gathering up the wands, keep setting down the cups, keep doing what it takes, the meditation, the patience that it takes, to know that this isn't going to happen just really quick overnight, that you have the ability, you have what it takes, you have the strength, you have the knowledge, you have everything else. You just have to have the time, the patience, and the work, put the work into it that it's going to take to get. But that if you do those things, that if you believe in yourself and you know you can do it and you've got the patience and you can do that, then you can accomplish anything that you really want. And that is what your future self wants you to know. And that's actually a really good message, because a lot of people give up on things too quickly. A lot of people don't have a lot of belief that they can do things. And they kind of fall short a lot of times because they just don't keep going. They don't keep working at it. They don't keep trying. They don't keep persevering, keep learning, doing whatever. And so it's really important that you do that. And your future self wants you to know that you can accomplish this, that you can accomplish your goals. You can set out and do that. You just have to have these elements: believing in yourself, patience, and time. Those are the things that you really need to know, and that you need to do that. Let's go ahead and go on to your charms. There might be some other messages, or maybe even some more of this, more of this message, strengthening that or whatever. So let's find out. I have found it very intriguing so far that each message that came through in the writing that I did, in the automatic writing, has been the message that your future self really, really wanted to push forward. And there really wasn't a lot of other messages involved. I found that very intriguing. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We've got a couple of letters. We got a P-U-B, pub. Okay, so that to me just, makes me think of a business owner, opening a business, opening a pub, opening a bar, starting out something new and different. It's not necessarily that's the specific thing that you're doing, but it's just that whole idea of being able to do that. But basically it's a B-U-P or a P-U-B or whatever. So those might be initials. Those might be letters that form things that you can think of or whatever. So that might be something important for you to do. I do find some other interesting things here that might be intriguing here. We have the Two of Hearts, and we have the Love and Peace. To me, and we have the Heart Kitty as well. So to me, that just shows that maybe there is some partnership going on for some of you who also have the Key to Love. So love might be very important here. If that is if it's not an earthly desire like money or business or finances or things like that, if it's love that you're wanting to have, then know that you can also accomplish that. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're lovable, okay? Because if you don't believe in that, then people won't love you. You have to love yourself before other people can love you. So I think it's very important for you to understand that whatever it is that you're wanting, and that's what that's what the message was, whatever it is that you're wanting. So if it is love, if that is what you would really like to have, know that you can have it, but you have to believe in yourself and you have to be patient, because those things don't come overnight. But that if you do believe in yourself and you are patient, then you do know that you can get it, and that can happen. Okay, so that was just kind of something I felt needed to be said for some of you guys. Another important thing is here, every journey starts with one step. That's really cool, because we also had the Fool, we had the Page, and we had the Ace of Wands. So it's showing a new journey, showing that they're starting out of this. So basically, you're at the very start of this journey of getting what it is that you want. You're at the very beginning of it. So whatever it happens to be, you just need to take that first step forward and be patient and believe in yourself and keep going. And then there you go. We do have the Leo energy here. So that could mean that you're a Leo, or that somebody has a lot of Leo in their chart, or Leo energy is very important to you in this endeavor. But it also shows to me Leo is a lion, okay? And Leos do show a lot of strength and do show, Leos are very, how do I want to put this? A lot of Leos or Leo energy is that energy of I can, I am, I will, I do. Those energies. Leos very much believe in themselves. They very much have that, um, I'm worthy type of attitude. And so I really feel like that's why that showed up here. We do have the fairy, which is, the magical, anything that you want or desire can manifest itself. The same way with the mermaid. The story of the Little Mermaid, she wanted some things that were almost impossible or that people thought were impossible. And she believed in enough and it happened for her. At least that's part of her story. And so I believe that's why that's showing up here. And then we also have the fox. The fox to me shows some cunning. Foxes are very smart. They also can be kind of patient if you think about it. So that kind of shows up, in the charms as well. That part of your message about being patient. Foxes are very patient creatures. They can wait out their prey or other things until they get what they want. And they're very cunning about getting the kinds of things that they want. So I think that just kind of goes along with your message. Once again, all three messages this time. It was interesting that they all had just one core message. I really didn't expect that. I kind of thought there might be several messages from your future self, wanting to tell you lots of things. But I guess for this particular reading, the future selves were willing to just go forward and have the one main message that they were trying to get across, the one point that they were trying to make. And they were all very good messages, by the way. They were all very important things. I did say this in a prior reading. I think it was reading 1, but I'm going to say it again in this one as well. If for some reason this did not resonate with you, if it did not make any sense, or if you were just like, gee, there isn't really anything I'm trying to go after or I'm trying to get. Although in your case, I really feel like, this message would work for almost anybody in a lot of ways, this particular message. But I also feel like it was important for you guys to know, the whole patience thing and all that. But if for some reason it did not resonate with you, or you're just like, gee, I don't know, this didn't make a lot of sense to me or whatever, it is okay to watch a different pile if you felt more compelled to watch another one, or even a different reading altogether. So if for some reason this did not work for you, or think that, it was for you, this is a collective reading. And there might be some people who end up watching it that the messages weren't meant for. That is possible. If that's the case, it's okay. That's going to happen once in a while, and go on from there. So I really felt like I needed to say that, because I felt like there was a few of you who felt disappointed or not as happy with the reading, and so I just wanted to let that be known. If this reading was for you and you're sticking with me, then let's go ahead and do our oracle spheres here. Basically, we have 4 different stands here. You think of a yes or no type of question. It's a good idea to kind of put some limits on it, or some parameters, or some time frames, or some other way, kind of rein in the question just a little bit. But it's a yes or no type of question. You ask it. You think of which stand you would like to have your answer on. We have green, purple, bronze, and blue, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. You could pick by number, color, or however works for you, whichever one makes sense to you, and we'll get our answers. All right, our first answer for green is a not sure. That usually means either the question was not very clear, or there's some things that need to be played out first before the answer can be given, because it might change the outcome. Okay, number 2, purple, is a maybe. Number 3, bronze, is another maybe. And number 4, blue, is a not now. Okay, so maybe later, but not at the moment. So number 1, green, was not sure. Number 2, purple, is a maybe. Number 3, bronze, was a maybe. And number 4, blue, was a not now. So that is our oracle sphere answers for this reading for this week. All right, guys, I hope you had some messages that came through and that were important for you and that are going to be helpful to you. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, leave us comments in the comments section, share the channel with your friends and family, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics, so there might be some other messages out there for you that would be useful. We do a weekly rune reading series that we do that has the oracle spheres as well as angel numbers involved, so that might be something of interest for you to check out as well. We do put out videos every single week, so we do look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.